Rondo three up high and off the wall.
Get ready for a wild ride through basketball's past. I'm bringing you the 10 wildest moments in NBA history. Stick around until number 10 to witness a fan versus NBA player moment that had the entire arena in a chokehold. And yes, the bats have returned. I knew that was going to happen. It was only a matter of time. But this time, Coyote was ready. He wasn't about to let them get him again. Let's start with a moment when bats literally took over an NBA arena. It happened during a regular season game between the San Antonio Spurs and the Sacramento Kings. The crowd was buzzing, the players were pumped, and everything seemed normal until the unexpected happened. As the game kicked off, a sudden commotion erupted. Fans and players looked up to see a swarm of bats descending from the rafters. It was a surreal sight, and chaos quickly followed. Players tried to keep the game going, but the bats had other plans. They swooped down over the court, forcing players to duck, dodge, and scatter in all directions. Referees and athletes were seen swatting at the flying intruders as everyone tried to avoid them. The game had to be temporarily stopped while arena staff and pest control teams scrambled to clear the bats from the court. The creatures darted around with wild agility, almost as if they were enjoying the mayhem. Eventually, after some effort, the bats were safely removed and the game resumed. But the memory of the invasion stuck with everyone there. It was an unforgettable reminder that even in the structured world of professional sports, nature can still crash the party. This bizarre event was a perfect example of how unpredictable live sports can be, and how adaptable players need to be, even when facing bats instead of basketballs. Interestingly, bats are more than just spooky nighttime creatures. With over 1,400 species worldwide, bats live in a variety of environments, from dense forests and caves to deserts and city buildings. Their favorite roosting spots are usually caves and hollow trees, where they gather in colonies that can range from just a few individuals to millions. In urban areas, bats are often found in abandoned buildings, attics, and barns, seeking dark, quiet spaces that mimic their natural habitats. So the next time you watch an NBA game, just remember, you never know what might fly in from above. Bats sometimes take refuge in bridges, tunnels, and abandoned mines, using these structures as roosting sites and hunting grounds rich in insect prey. While bats are typically shy and unobtrusive, their tendency to roost in human-made structures can lead to conflict, especially when they invade homes or agricultural buildings. One such invasion highlighted the importance of regular arena maintenance and the need for preventative measures to ensure the smooth running of games. As a result, arenas began implementing stricter protocols to prevent similar incidents in the future. Let's move from bats to the moment when a natural disaster abruptly ended a basketball game. Yes, an actual earthquake. Excitement filled the air as basketball fans eagerly awaited the debut of Zion Williamson and RJ Barrett, two rising NBA stars. Even LeBron James was in attendance, adding to the electric atmosphere. As the game began, Zion wasted no time making his mark with a thunderous dunk that brought the crowd to its feet. RJ Barrett followed up with a smooth three-pointer, showcasing his shooting skills. But just as the night seemed destined to become legendary, disaster struck. A tremor suddenly shook the arena. Confusion and concern rippled through the crowd. "We're experiencing an earthquake right now," the announcer's voice echoed over the PA system. Players looked around in disbelief as the ground trembled. The score clock swayed, and the towering scoreboard above the court rocked ominously. With safety as the top priority, officials quickly evacuated the players and spectators. The game came to an abrupt and unexpected end. The seismic activity originated in California, but was strong enough to be felt all the way in the Las Vegas arena. California, known for its location along the Pacific Ring of Fire, frequently experiences earthquakes due to tectonic plate movements. The San Andreas Fault, stretching approximately 800 miles through the state, is responsible for many of these seismic events. Despite modern technology, predicting earthquakes remains a challenge. As a result, California enforces strict building codes and promotes emergency preparedness. The devastating 1906 San Francisco earthquake serves as a powerful reminder of the need for resilience and readiness. This particular earthquake wasn't just memorable for its intensity, It also became a defining moment in the early careers of Zion and RJ, forever linking them to that seismic interruption. Some say earthquakes are nature's way of expressing anger. Speaking of anger, do you remember when Dennis Rodman lost his cool and kicked a cameraman? Rodman, known for both iconic moments, like dating Madonna, and bizarre antics, like his outrageous outfits, made headlines again with this shocking act during a game. In a moment of rage, he kicked a cameraman, who fell to the ground in pain. Rodman got into serious trouble and was suspended from playing. It's not unusual for athletes to lose their temper during high-stakes moments. From shouting at referees to scuffling with opponents, emotions can run high. But such actions carry consequences: penalties, fines, suspensions, and a damaged reputation. Interestingly, the cameraman reportedly received an award for pretending to be more hurt than he was, adding an odd twist to the incident. Despite all this, Dennis Rodman remains a basketball legend. His fierce rebounding, defense, and hustle earned him a place among the game's greats. But it was his larger-than-life persona, ever-changing hair, wild fashion, and even unexpected diplomacy with North Korea that made him unforgettable. Rodman's life wasn't without struggles. He faced battles with addiction and mental health, yet his perseverance and resilience inspired fans worldwide. The cameraman incident is just one strange chapter in Rodman's career, a reminder that anything can happen when emotions take over. Speaking of emotional and intense moments, do you remember the time Shaquille O'Neal flew into the crowd, nearly causing a disaster? During a heated game between the Orlando Magic and the Sacramento Kings in the late 90s, Shaq, standing 7 feet 1 inch and weighing over 300 pounds, made a desperate effort to save the ball from going out of bounds. With incredible agility for his size, he managed to keep it in play, but lost his balance and went crashing into the crowd. Fans gasped in horror as his massive frame flew into the stands. Luckily, the area he landed in had just been vacated. Disaster was narrowly avoided. Though the impact was jarring, neither Shaq nor the spectators suffered serious injuries. This moment was a wake-up call for the NBA. It underscored the need for better safety protocols to protect both players and fans. From that day forward, arenas began implementing stricter safety guidelines. For Shaq, the incident was humbling. He realized the responsibility that came with his size and athleticism. He later expressed gratitude that no one was hurt and promised to be more cautious. Though terrifying, this incident brought about positive changes in the league and remains one of the most unforgettable moments in NBA history. It prompted a reevaluation of safety protocols and a renewed commitment to protecting both players and fans alike. At number 5 is a wild moment that truly changed the course of Charles Barkley's life. When Charles Barkley spat on a young girl. Barkley recalls, "I forget exactly when it happened, probably my 3rd or 4th year in the NBA. And I remember I got suspended." In the realm of shocking NBA moments, few incidents can match the audacity and disbelief surrounding this one. During a heated game in 1991, Charles Barkley, known for his fiery personality and blunt remarks, got into a verbal altercation with a heckler in the stands. Fueled by frustration, Barkley completely lost control and, in a reckless moment, spit in the direction of the heckler. But fate had a cruel twist. His spit missed the heckler and instead hit an innocent 8-year-old girl sitting nearby. The crowd gasped in horror as the spit landed on the young girl's face. It was a deeply disturbing and unexpected moment that instantly became infamous in NBA history. The fallout was swift and severe. Barkley faced intense criticism from fans and media, and the NBA fined him $10,000, making it clear that such behavior would not be tolerated. What made the incident even more shocking was Barkley's response. Rather than offering a heartfelt apology, he initially tried to justify his actions, claiming he was aiming for the heckler and simply missed. This weak excuse only deepened public disappointment and damaged his reputation further. Surprisingly, what followed was a story of forgiveness and redemption. The girl's family, after the initial anger and shock, chose to forgive Barkley, understanding that it was a moment of emotional recklessness rather than malice. Barkley later expressed genuine remorse and worked to build a relationship with the girl and her family. This incident forever left a mark on his legacy. Though Barkley later became a respected NBA analyst and beloved media figure, the memory of that night, spitting on a child, remains a stain on his career. It sparked a broader conversation about athlete behavior and their role as public figures and role models. It was a wake-up call for the NBA and other professional leagues to address sportsmanship and conduct, both on and off the court. At number 6, we move on to another wild moment, when an NBA arena suddenly turned into a waterland. The arena gets flooded, out of absolutely nowhere. This is the most asinine, ridiculous thing I've ever seen on a broadcast. An NBA arena turned into a surreal scene of chaos when smoke from celebratory fireworks accidentally triggered a water cannon on the northeast side of the building, unleashing thousands of gallons of water in a bizarre and unforgettable turn of events. The flood began unexpectedly, catching everyone, from spectators to broadcasters, completely off guard. The triggered water cannon erupted with tremendous force, creating a spectacle that looked more like a malfunctioning fire drill than part of a basketball game. About 10,000 gallons of water poured into the arena, flooding seats and soaking fans. Broadcasters, stationed near the blast zone, scrambled to maintain composure as their area quickly transformed into what resembled a water park. The seats close to the cannon were soon submerged, leaving drenched and bewildered fans trying to comprehend what had just happened. As the deluge receded, the aftermath became evident. Soaked clothes, damaged equipment, and a lingering sense of disbelief filled the arena. Yet amid the absurdity, there was a sense of camaraderie, a shared, you-had-to-be-there moment that those in attendance would never forget. In the annals of NBA history, few moments rival the sheer absurdity and unpredictability of this flood triggered by a rogue firework. It stands as a reminder that even in the most carefully orchestrated environments, the unexpected can always crash the party. Talk about a wet and wild experience, but not nearly as wild as what came next. This next moment stands out as one of the most brutal incidents in NBA history. It happened in 1977. During a scuffle involving Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Kermit Washington, and Kevin Cunard, things suddenly escalated. As the fight was being broken up, Rudy Tomjanovich ran toward the scene to play peacemaker. But from the corner of his eye, Kermit Washington saw Rudy rushing in at full speed and reacted. With devastating force, Washington threw a punch that landed directly on Rudy's face. The impact was catastrophic. Rudy crumpled instantly, and the sound of the hit echoed through the arena. Even Kareem later said it sounded like a melon being dropped on concrete. The damage? Life-altering. Rudy's face was shattered. He later said he could taste his own spinal fluid, a horrifying detail that shows just how severe the injury was. Washington was suspended for 60 days, and Rudy's life and career were forever changed. The trauma, both physical and emotional, marked a turning point in how violence in professional sports was viewed. The NBA realized it could no longer treat on-court fights lightly. This incident helped usher in a new era of stricter discipline and accountability. And just when you thought things couldn't get more intense, Latrell Sprewell made headlines for one of the most infamous acts of player misconduct in NBA history. He choked his own coach during a practice session. Losing your cool is one thing, but this moment cost Sprewell more than just a game. It cost him his job, his reputation, and a large chunk of his career. One of the most infamous incidents in NBA history occurred during a 1997 practice session. Latrell Sprewell, known for his volatile temper and fiery attitude, got into a heated argument with his head coach, PJ Carlesimo. As tensions escalated, the situation spiraled out of control in the most shocking way possible. In a fit of rage, Sprewell lunged at Carlesimo and wrapped his hands around the coach's neck, choking him for a terrifying 10 seconds. The gym fell into stunned silence as players and staff watched this disturbing act of aggression unfold before their eyes. The consequences were immediate. Sprewell was suspended indefinitely by the Golden State Warriors. Shortly after, the NBA handed him a one-year suspension, effectively ending his season and casting serious doubt over his future in the league. But the drama didn't end there. Just 20 minutes after being restrained and escorted away, Sprewell returned and punched Carlesimo in the face before being removed again. This shocking double assault forever altered Sprewell's career. Despite his undeniable talent, teams grew hesitant to take a chance on him. Though he played for other franchises, his past always followed him. He was now defined not by his skills but by the label, the player who choked his coach. The incident sparked a broader conversation about aggression in sports and the fragile boundaries between players and coaches. Though Sprewell later expressed regret, the damage was done. It remains one of the darkest chapters in NBA history, a harsh reminder of how a moment of uncontrolled anger can destroy a legacy. Number 10 on our list is the jaw-dropping moment when Vernon Maxwell, famously nicknamed Mad Max, broke a fan's jaw during a 1995 game in Portland, Oregon. Throughout the game, a fan relentlessly taunted Maxwell with insults and derogatory remarks. The heckling pushed him to his breaking point. In a shocking move, Maxwell stormed into the stands and punched the fan in the face, fracturing his jaw and sending the entire arena into chaos. Known for his aggressive playing style and tough defense, Maxwell's actions shocked both fans and the NBA. He had played for several teams, including the Houston Rockets, San Antonio Spurs, and Orlando Magic, and was instrumental in helping the Rockets win back-to-back championships in 1994 and 1995. Following the incident, the NBA acted swiftly, suspending Maxwell for 10 games and fining him $20,000. During legal proceedings, his lawyer claimed the fan had provoked him with highly offensive language. This controversial defense sparked public debate and drew further attention to the case. Despite his talents and achievements, this moment stained Maxwell's career. It served as a stark reminder of how quickly emotions can boil over in professional sports. Even seasoned athletes can lose control in high-pressure situations. This incident emphasized the need for respect and composure, both on and off the court, and remains one of the most shocking events in NBA history. And that wraps up our countdown of the 10 wildest moments in NBA history. If you want to see more unbelievable stories from the world of basketball, click the subscribe button for more wonderful stories like this.